Hi everybody, I'm Eric Bolvin. This is Stevie. He's a little shy today. He's 11 years old. He's doing pretty good. And there he goes. So this is the intonation study. You can download this sheet. We'll be using this later on in the video. And you need your tuner. The intonation study is a great way to find the tendencies of your instrument on every pitch on that instrument, and also a really great way to help you get better at playing in tune. Also, teachers, feel free to download this and hand it out to your students as an assignment. It really helps them a lot. And okay, so in the second part of the video, I'm going to demonstrate how we're going to use the sheet and how to do the study. First, I'd like to say the first thing we're going to do is tune the trumpet on the open notes. Now, one of the mistakes that band directors and players make a lot is that they play concert B flat and or a C on the trumpet or a C on any trumpet, and then they check their tuner and then they make an adjustment on their slide and then they play the same note again. So I think that with a wind instrument, that's not really the best way to do it. Guitar works, but on a wind instrument doesn't really work as well, because once you get the pitch in your head, you kind of will play the same pitch again, or you might make a subconscious adjustment that you don't want to make. We're trying to get the horn in tune here, not try to play the note necessarily in tune, by somehow manipulating it. So what I like to do is just alternate notes. Seems to help. I usually start with G, and then I observe the tuner, and then I play C, then I make an adjustment and I go back to G. So that's the first thing I'm going to demonstrate in the next part of the video, is how to tune the open notes. Now, after that, we're going to go on with the study, which is basically half notes using different intervals, beginning with half steps and then whole steps, and always coming back to G. So I'll be commenting on that as we work through the study. Okay, so here's the second part. Okay, we're back for part two. This is how to do the intonation study. First, we're going to tune up just using the open notes. So I'm not trying to play the notes in tune. I'm basically here, my goal is to get the trumpet as in tune as I possibly can get it. Just playing G and then C. As I mentioned previously, playing one note over and over is not a good idea because you kind of get that pitch in your head. So we're going to just alternate between G and C. And if you want to add some second valve notes in there, those usually work pretty well too. All right, here we go. So I'm a little flat, so I'm going to push it in. Maybe I'll push in just a little bit more. Unless you're Phil Smith, you're not going to be able to get it right on the money every time. So now we're going to continue, and I'm going to play this interval, which is just G to A flat. So when I play this, I want to observe where my pitch is on the tuner when I play the G, and then compare that to the A flat. Now, I'm not trying necessarily to play the A flat in tune at this point. I'm playing the note where the trumpet wants to play it. So sometimes that's hard to do, especially if you played a particular instrument for a long time. But really what we're trying to do is just play the note in its center where we think the note resonates the best without any manipulation at all. So let's see what happens when we do that. Okay, so what we saw here was that the G, concert F, was pretty good. And then the A flat was flat. So I'm circling that flat there because that's the tendency of that particular note. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this over. Usually what I do is I play these two together. So I'm going to play this one and just observe the tuner. Then I'm going to play it again, and this time I'm going to try to play it in tune. Now, this doesn't mean lipping the note, as they say. I'm not trying to physically do anything other than try to hear the note in tune and play it in tune. So let's try both of these together and see what happens. So I got a little bit better on it. All right, now let's continue going here. We're going to go down a half step. So F sharp is not a bad note on trumpet. So there was no tendency there. The note was pretty much in tune the first time through and the second time through, so I don't need to mark anything. All right, now we'll go down and we're going to start doing some whole steps. Let's see what happens. So, if anything, I was sharp on the G, but then I was even sharper on the A. So and I fixed it a little bit. So, you know, this is nothing new for trumpet players. We know that A flat can be sometimes flat on a trumpet, and we know that A can be sometimes sharp. But for students of the trumpet who have never done this and don't know these things, this is a helpful exercise to go through and try to observe the tendencies that your instrument has. And let's say you buy a new horn. This is a good exercise to go through. Or maybe you have different keyed trumpets, or you're trying different mouthpieces, things like that, and you can, you know, save your studies, your sheets from the different instruments to refer to them later, because things change as time goes on. We get better. All right, let's do a couple more. We're going to do F now, going down. Let's keep going, nothing there. Maybe just a little bit flat on the B flat, but not too bad. Alright, so that's how to do the intonation study. You go all the way through. It's going to cover a whole octave, going all the way up and then going down. You can take it further than that if you want. And have some fun with it. Give it out to your students. Let us know what you think, and good luck.